Spring is almost here, and if you're a homeowner, your thoughts may be turning toward doing something with the house. But before you run out and hire a contractor, some advice on getting the most for your money without getting scammed. Professional renovator Rob, now I've just asked you and you told me, Rob. Capar joins us in studio. Thanks so much for being here. Rob Capar, and you're a local renovator.
That's right, working in Vancouver.
And you'll be presenting at the BC Home and Garden Show at BC Place coming up later today.
That's right, we'll be speaking at 12 o'clock today and 2 o'clock tomorrow.
Okay, we'll get some more details on that and show you a little bit of footage from the Home and Garden Show in just a sec. But first of all, let's talk about the reno industry. And I would imagine right now, when we talk about a downturn in the economy and a downturn in the real estate market, a lot of people are probably renovating more so than going out looking for homes, I would think. I mean,
exactly.
I'm just guessing, but
it's actually a bit busier now than it was when the housing market was going crazy.
Really?
Well, people were all deciding to, let's just sell our house and go buy something else. And now they're saying, well, let's fix what we've got.
Yeah, we're not going to sell right now because we won't get the same return.
I think people realize their asset's going to go up in value. So you may as well put some money into it now and then be able to realize the return later.
It'll bounce back, but you have to be careful about who you're hiring to do these renos.
Always.
What are some of the common scams that are out there?
I think the first thing people have to be worried about is if we sort of refer to the people working on the back of their truck. So they're coming along saying, well, you know, I could do this for cash. As soon as somebody says they're going to do it for cash, I think you have to be worried because you have no guarantee of what's going on, and where's your warranty, and where's the other, and obviously you're feeding an underground economy at that time, and so
you need to find someone reputable. Is there a way to ensure that your contractor or your guy is reputable? I mean, what kind of regulation is there out there?
There's not a lot of regulation, but what you would find is there's organizations like the Greater Vancouver Home Builders Association, and with the GVHBA, as we refer to it, there's all sorts of members who are renovators, and they all signed up. They have to be vetted to join the organization. And right now we've started a new program called the Renomark program.
That's right, yeah, I've heard about that.
Okay, and the Renomark program is setting out a set of guidelines that for everyone to adhere to, and basics for insurance, coverage of warranty periods, response times, that kind of thing is all put out for people to be members of that program.
So in a way, it's almost like a Better Business Bureau specifically for that
Essentially,
sector.
that's how it works and operates. So it has a website. You can go to it. You can find people working in the area where you live who do work in that section of town, the city.
Right. How prevalent are scams? I mean, do you end up having to fix what other less reputable places have?
Well, I think everyone's seen Mike Holmes on TV and everything else, and yes, there's awful messes that we come into, and people who come crying. I've had people approach us at the home shows saying, we just had the worst. We spent 2 years in court trying to get this fixed up. I've got a client right now that we've been working with who just went through a 2-year period of fights with the City Hall, permits, issuing, all that kind of thing, and it cost them a fortune to try and correct what was just a repair to a deck.
So you end up paying a lot more money when you think you're getting a great deal to start with.
Exactly.
And it must have been, we talked a lot about a labor shortage over the past several years in BC and the Lower Mainland, and so at that time there must have been even more of this going on.
There was, because people were, of course, threatening, well, hey, we can only get this guy to work right now. You better take us right now and today to do it. I think people who really care about doing a job, when you're investing big money in a renovation, I mean, there's a lot of money going out in that industry, right? And people are spending something like $100,000, $500,000, $100,000 on doing their renovation. Shouldn't feel rushed. I mean, no one would go out and just buy a car without test driving it or looking at it or determining what's going on. And I think people need to take the same care and attention when they're trying to hire a renovator as they would to do anything else when they're investing that much money.
So what would you advise someone to do when they're starting the process? What are the first questions they should ask? What are the first things they should look for?
Look for an established company. Talk to them, find out what they're saying to you. I mean, if they're, again, pushing that, oh, you don't need a permit, or we can do this for cash, or take those as warning bells. If they're talking to you honestly and giving you a clear direction saying, we need to talk, you need to set out a plan, we work on the costing, they're probably going to want to take a deposit. Because if they're a professional, they're going to get paid for their time, just like a lawyer, a doctor, anybody else would. So don't be scared if they say they want some, to get paid up front for some of the work they're doing, because you're going to benefit. You're going to take that knowledge, and whether you hire them long-term for the whole process or not. So I think expecting that a contractor can be a professional.
Right.
They can come forward and offer you good information, advice that's timely and valuable.
Right.
And therefore respect them the same as you would somebody else who's coming along. I mean, the idea is we're not just all wearing hard hats and tool belts and just worried about getting the first check in our pocket, right? We're worried about doing a good job
work.
and having a good reputation.
Exactly. And don't feel pressured into it.
No.
Okay. And you are, as we mentioned, speaking at the BC Home and Garden Show today and tomorrow. What will you be talking about?
I'm going to actually be talking about how to differentiate between the pros and the schmoes, and I'm going to be presenting on how this whole process works. It'll be more about a 35-minute presentation, and I think give people some idea of how to actually get along to that point where they've hired somebody and they can feel confident, so that when they get to the end of it, when they get their keys, they're proud and they're happy, and they say that the renovation was a positive experience.
All right. Okay, and that is at the Home and Garden Show at BC Place. It has been on for the past few days, and it is on right through the weekend. Doors are open today until 9 p.m. and tomorrow from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. Rob's presentation, by the way, is on the Little Project stage at noon today and tomorrow at 2 p.m. And tickets for the show are $15, $12 for seniors, $9 for kids 7 to 17, and kids under the age of 7 are absolutely free. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Oh, thank you.
Have a great show at the BC Home and Garden Show.
Thank you.
9:39 now.